Carlton's rotten run. Talk about a broken record. But the Blues are broken, especially in front of the big sticks. In the last month, they've scored 44, 51, 57, and 59 points. A total of 27 goals and 49 behinds. But crucially, 20 shots missed completely.
Yeah.
So with an eye on the stats, brought to you by Specsavers. Stats from Christian. These are pretty bad numbers, but they are just below what we expected from the Blues this year.
Yeah, and just starting with obviously the accuracy that you just said. So that's 33% shot at goal accuracy from 81 shots in the last 4 weeks. Bottom of the competition, 6% lower than anyone else, and I think 15 or 16% lower than the comp average in that time, which is around 48%. So can't kick straight when they're in front. So it's obviously led to their second last, and again, almost lucky that West Coast exists, even in the last 4 weeks, that they're below Carlton in all these stats. So Carlton are 17th for points for, 17th for scoring once inside 50. 17th for points generated from turnovers, 18th for points generated from clearances. So that's one area that West Coast is higher than them. If you just take into account every time you start a chain, they're sort of 17th for converting those into a score. But it all starts from even further back. They're 17th for moving the ball from D50 to inside 50, which again
it's been atrocious.
That gives you good quality looks. If you can do that 10, 15 times a game, you're usually going to score 7 or 8 from those inside 50s. And they're 17th for hitting a target when they're kicking inside 50, so retention rate inside 50. So falling down with that final kick in front of goal, falling down with that kick inside 50, and not being great with that quick ball movement from end to end. It's all compounded on itself and turned into what it has the last 4 weeks.
Jake, you got plenty of opinions on the Blues, and no. We've been talking about it pre-pod about the issues that they do face.
Oh, there's plenty.
It's across the board.
It is, and there's so much more with the scoring. Like Christian said, the scoring is what we see at the end of the day, but it all kind of comes back to so many other aspects of the game. But just looking at scoring, there's a lot of other things. So spread of goal kickers at Carlton. Blues ranked 16th for different goal kickers this year. Just not getting enough players contributing. They've had only 6 players kick more than 3 goals this year. That's an
total throughout the season.
Throughout the season, yeah. So 6 Carlton players have kicked 4+ goals this year.
Mackay, Curnow, Owies,
Silvani,
Durden, Motlop.
Yeah, they're the 6.
No mids.
No midfielders that have kicked more. So just for a little bit of context, their next opponent, Essendon, they've got 16. Melbourne's got 18. Even West Coast have 10. Just not getting enough goals from their midfielders and from other players. It's the front 6 or nothing.
Yep. You talked about the movement, just the stagnant, slow, then the hope with the long kick and the retention rate and all this kind of stuff. We talked last week, Christian, about Freo's ability to rejig on the run and how they've managed to unlock a scoring avenue. How can the Blues look to do something like this?
And that's why it's so hard. You asked me the question 3 weeks ago, and my answer would be a lot different. It's all falling apart, and we'll get to the game Carlton-Melbourne from Friday night in a minute, but the contest fell away as well. Their clearances fell away, so they couldn't get their hands on the ball. So that was another reason to sort of go, that they didn't do so well, was they lost the contested possessions, which is the one thing you can hang your hat on Carlton winning the last 2 years. So the ball movement stuff, though, I think, they've tried this sort of the high kick mark game. It didn't work early in the season. They've done the handball game. It worked well for the first half of last season, but probably broke down in the second half of last season. So they've tried different things. They just haven't been able to nail one. But it's the periods of games. They go slow, and then there's just that one kick in the chain where someone decides to go fast, and it all breaks down. So it does seem to be, as a Carlton fan watching it, the philosophy changes mid-chain. It doesn't seem like...
And not everyone's on the same page.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like consistency. So you can go out with a plan, but then when you watch chain by chain for Carlton, you're just like, well, there was 2 short kicks that weren't taken, and then they've gone long over 3 players' heads and just turned it over. They're just making the wrong decision. So, again, the last 4 weeks watching him, it's making it even harder to figure out what they're trying to do, because so many parts of their games are just breaking down each week.
Yeah, Blues, they face a bit of a tough run, and we talk about the Bombers and what they've been able to do. They're now 6th on the ladder, Jake, so they're no easy beats this week. I think then the Blues have the bye after that, and then it's Gold Coast at the MCG, and we'll talk about the Suns later, but they are another team that just they are hard to play against, and they are hard to beat. So things could well get worse for the Blues before they get better.